Girl mocks boy, years later he gets the last laugh. Antony was mortified, frozen in his tracks. This was some kind of joke, right? He couldn't believe she had done this to him, and in front of everybody too. Antony stood soaked in embarrassment, and his head began to spin. He could feel his cheeks blush like an overripe tomato, and he ran far away, as fast as he could. He thought things couldn't get any worse, but he was so wrong. Antony Bayer was a self-proclaimed fast food addict. Burgers, fries, hot dogs, pizzas, all the kind of foods that most people have as a weekend treat, Antony ate. Every single day. His family tried their best to get him to eat healthily, but Antony would still somehow get his hands on greasy foods. The more Antony ate, the bigger he got. But he just brushed it off. The food tasted too good to not eat, but Antony had no idea what was in store for him. Everybody at school would tease Antony, taunting him about his appearance. Even a few of his teachers would make sly yet harsh digs about Antony. He tried to mask his pain and humiliation, but he was sinking further and further into a dark hole. He thought it couldn't get any worse, but little did he know what was coming. Every day Antony would binge on junk and fast foods. He'd have a meatball sub for breakfast, 2 pizzas for lunch, and fried chicken for dinner. He couldn't help himself, it was the only way he was able to deal with the cruel taunts from school. He tried to laugh off the vicious words, but they clung to his emotions like grease on a piece of fried chicken. He felt unwanted and completely alone, but Antony's lowest point was still to come. Prom was approaching, and nervous girls and boys lingered in the school hallway, waiting to be asked out to the most special night of the year. Antony dismissed the idea of going to prom as soon as it was announced. There was no way you could catch him there. But then when Molly, a popular girl at his school who wouldn't look out of place on a cover of Vogue, approached him in math class, he had no idea what was in store for him. Molly walked up to Antony, her Hollywood smile glistening in the light. Antony felt butterflies in his stomach. She was one of the prettiest girls he had ever seen. "Will you go to the prom with me?" Molly asked. Antony was speechless. "Yeah, sure," he quietly replied, his cheeks blushing like a tomato. Molly gave a cheerful smile and walked away. Inside, Antony was bursting with excitement. He was so happy, and he knew his mom would be happy too. Little did Antony know what was coming to him. The day of prom swiftly arrived, and Antony had rented a fancy suit and even a limousine, so he and Molly could arrive at prom in style. He knew he couldn't mess this up. After all, when do guys like Antony ever get asked out by girls like Molly? When he kissed his parents goodbye and hopped into the limousine, ready to pick up his date Molly, he had no idea his entire world was about to come crashing down. Antony, armed with his fancy suit and limousine, pulled up to Noli's house. He could feel his heartbeat race as he got out of the car and walked to her front foot. He was super nervous, and his hands were shaking as he rang the doorbell. He took a deep breath and waited for his date to appear. After a few minutes, the door opened and Molly appeared. What she did next would leave Antony scarred for the rest of his life. Molly, who looked like she was ready to grace a Hollywood red carpet, started laughing at Antony. A group of people appeared behind Molly and joined in with the laughter. Did he have cookie crumbs on him? Did he leave a smudge of shaving cream on? Why was she laughing? It turned out the reason for her laughing was way worse than a mere cookie crumb or blob of shaving cream. "You're just a big joke," Molly said, laughing and pointing at Antony. Hearing those words, Antony could feel his world crumble around him. He was mortified. How could someone be so cruel? He felt the tears trickle down his face, and he ran back into the limousine as fast as he could and headed back home. It was the cruelest thing Antony had ever experienced. When Antony arrived home, he raided his parents' fridge, who were fortunately out. He wiped away the tears as he gulped down whatever he could get his hands on. He knew that people would hear about the heartbreaking prank. He was for sure going to be laughingstock at school on Monday. And he was right. When he arrived at school the following Monday, his classmates were laughing and retelling the story of him getting publicly rejected. Thankfully, Antony knew that school was about to finish. For good. He would never see these people again. He would never have to watch Molly, the girl who left him heartbroken and humiliated, laugh at him with her friends. But Antony was wrong. By the time school ended, Antony's weight had reached nearly 300 pounds. With each slice of pizza and chocolate cake he devoured, he showed no signs of slowing down. But a trip to the doctor was about to change his life completely. What Antony originally thought was going to be a checkup doctor visit ended up being a complete wake-up call. His doctor conducted tests, and the results showed that Antony was about to get diabetes. The words hit Antony like a ton of bricks. He knew he had to do something about it and make some drastic changes, but was it too late? Antony's trip to the doctor made him realize he had to quickly change his lifestyle and eating habits. It was quite literally a case of life or death. For the first time in his life, Antony went to the gym, and he started to eat healthy too. It was hard at first, but eventually, Antony got into it. He started to educate himself on nutrition and foods, and carefully watched what he ate. He knew it was going to be a long and tedious journey, but it would be worth it. He wasn't going to give up. No way. Antony was working out pretty much every day and was eating healthy. He swapped pizzas for brown rice, chocolate for fruit. He was determined to prove everyone wrong. Finally, his weight started to drop off. It was a long and tiring transformation, but the results were worth it. He was oozing with confidence. Finally, he felt happy. But he had no idea a visitor from his past was about to come back into his life. 5 years passed and Antony looked completely different from the 17-year-old he once was. He had started a YouTube channel in order to motivate people, using his words of wisdom to help change people's lives. He also gained a lot of female attention. Using the numerous dating apps out there, he received over 1,000 matches. It was crazy. But Antony had no idea what was about to happen. It was late in the afternoon, and Antony had just finished a workout at his local gym. With endorphins pumped around his body, he headed home ready for an early night. As he pulled into his driveway, his phone beeped. He had received a message. When he saw who the message was from, he felt sick to his stomach. It was from Molly, the girl who humiliated him back at prom. How did she get his number? What did she want? As he read the message, he had flashbacks to that humiliating night 5 years ago. The night where Antony's world fell apart. She had a nerve to message him. In the message, Molly apologized for what she did back in high school. But the message didn't end there, no. You see, she followed up her apology with an invitation for Antony to go on a date with her. Antony was lost for words. He wasn't going to stand for this. No way. Antony could remember how mortified he felt when Molly embarrassed him. He had never felt humiliation like it. He had no sympathy or time for her. He didn't want to give her a second thought. And what he did next left Molly just as humiliated as she made him 5 years ago. She had it coming to her. You see, Antony completely ignored the text. He will forgive, but he will never forget. This incredible man can now carry on living his life full of rightly deserved happiness. The bully who made his life a living hell will never hear from Antony again. And Antony was more than happy with that.